start with Coach White, and then Russell Chi was going to join us as well. So since Chip, you're on my screen, we'll start with you and then go to Dash.
Yeah, Coach, it's pretty obvious that what you got out of Chiwa and what you're able to do down the stretch from the foul line. I mean, when you look back on this game, what are you going to point to as the reason you were able to pull this thing out?
We can only look back on it here for probably an hour while we enjoy our game pizza, and then we're on to Arkansas, right? We got 17 more of these. It'll be wars. It's a marathon, but you said it, Chip, from the foul line, especially late, we converted at a pretty high rate, if memory serves correct. I thought we hit some timely threes where 2 or 3 of them, if they don't go, we could have been in trouble. The game could have gone the other way. Silas hit one, of course, right in front of our bench that was really big. Justin Hill hit a couple. I thought Russ got us some extra possessions. You shoot it with a little bit more confidence, when it's your second time shooting it in a possession, when you're getting open looks off offensive rebound, kickouts. I thought down the stretch defensively, we were pretty sharp. I thought our communication was at an all-time high in those 40, of course, and then bench scoring continues to help us.
Mike, you talk about the defense the last 3 or 4 minutes, and you mentioned some of the best you've seen this year. Just the fact that it came at that point in time, game is on the line. Just how big was that for your team to show you that?
Well, huge, for them to show each other. We watched our defensive deficiencies at halftime. It was primarily late first half, and some of that was some poor offensive decisions at the rim that on shots that we shouldn't have taken that were blocked. It led to transition defense. But some of those possessions, we weren't quite as crisp as we were in the first few minutes of the game with our communication, with our rotations, and for our guys to sit down in a stance and play connected defensively down the stretch for each other and collect some stops when need be, will certainly serve us well moving forward if we can continue to build on that.
Go to Mike Griffith and then to Mark Weiser.
Yeah, Coach. You said that you weren't going to have any sort of preconceived idea on rotation. I know that's something that's kind of a Mike White thing. How do you play the hot hand in terms of settling rotations, and when did you start to get a feel for this game?
If you ask me, Mike, pregame, will you only play 9? I would have said no. I just thought Russ was in such a good rhythm, both offensively and defensively. And he's such a well-conditioned guy. He carries 280, but he never gets tired in practice. He's consistently at the front of our conditioning segments. And so he played more minutes than normal. And again, we've got Sunahara back, healthy. So it led to a couple of guys that were ready and will continue to be ready that have practiced well the last few days. It just didn't get opportunity. But the 9 that played well.
Like, obviously you're relying on freshmen like Silas and Blue in an SEC road game, but I'm curious with a guy like Noah, how valuable is his experience in the college game to be able to rely on him night in, night out?
We could sit here and talk about Russ for this whole Zoom, and it may not be enough because he played so well, and I'm glad you bring him up because Noah, if he doesn't settle us in offensively from the jump. I mean, in the first 10 minutes of the game, he was phenomenal offensively, in helping us gain some confidence. You need that from veteran guys, especially on the road in this league. Noah was really good. I thought he was really solid defensively too.
Coach, you're down 17 too early. It seemed prescient because both Jabri and Noah mentioned when we talked to them yesterday, they felt like that Florida State experience had helped them for whatever awaited them in this, first SEC road game.
Sure.
What was the message when you're down at that point? And do you think that did make a difference, just having done that on the road in Tallahassee?
Definitely. If we don't come out on top in Tallahassee, I'm not sure that you win this game. That helped us. And even in the locker room after that game, we talked about the fact that we were down 17 late, and there are going to be certain games where we're going to be up 17. And it's how you respond to runs. Mentally, emotionally, how connected are you after adversity hits? Whether you've given up a big lead or you find yourself in a big hole. So we did that. We gave up a big lead, and I love the response that we showed in the last, say, 5 minutes of the game.
Thank you.
Go to Jordan Hill and then Jack Leo.
Yeah, Mike, you talked going into this game about some of these younger guys getting ready for playing on the road in the SEC. How valuable do you think this experience can be for those guys who have gone through this and to have learned what it takes to win on the road?
Huge, great learning experience for Silas and Blue both. Dylan didn't get a chance to participate, but he's been really good in practice. He's had some really good practices, and his time will come if he continues to work. Same with Maury Jordan. And I thought Blue Kane played better than his numbers indicate. I thought he was really solid, played within himself. That freshman backcourt has a chance to be very good, of course. Silas, he had a couple struggles there really early. And, we've talked about responses a few times in this Zoom, and his ability to bounce back and make the plays that he made, both defensively and offensively, including the timely shot in front of our bench, shows you the maturity and the mental toughness that freshman possesses.
Just curious, Justin Hill being out there as much as he does it help having the veteran and Silas being on there at the same time? You talk about Silas stepping up, making those plays, Hill being out there as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, those guys, we've talked all year about trying to find a way to get those guys on the court more. Those two, along with Noah Thomason, you've got three pretty ball dominant guys. But when two or three of them are out there together, it gives them opportunities to play on and off the ball. It makes us a little bit different. We're a team that can be very different with our attack based on who's out there on the court.
And finish with Palmer Toms and then Greg Poole. I don't know if you got a question or not.
Yeah, Mike, Missouri takes the lead with like 10 minutes left. You call a timeout. It was their first lead since early in the first half. What was your message to your team at that point?
This is what it's all about. I mean, we're in a pretty good spot. This is a tough road environment. Again, let's continue to control what we control. Good shots and try to collect some stops. But it's going to take winning plays. It's going to take winning plays. In those last 10, and our guys made them, especially again. I love the way we finished defensively down the stretch.